The home of the Bills since 1973. We are at Bills Stadium just south of downtown Buffalo, New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. We are about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at Bills Stadium in Orchard Park. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. And we are underway in Buffalo. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Tua now on first down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the second round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the second round, that's what I call a steal.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. He's got his man. It's Andrews. A gain of 6 there on first. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
On 2nd and a yard, Allen. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And now they'll throw with Allen. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Check your hot read. Shit, watch the shit.
A first down carry for Henry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. On the counter, it's Henry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, check Mike, Mike 6, Mike 6. Big. Mike 6. Mike 6. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Hey, check Mike.
Allen now looks to throw. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big gain there for the Bills.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 12.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go. Hey, check Mike, Mike 6, Mike 6. Tight down, there you go. Hey, watch the edge.
A give to Henry. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal. This just a 24-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group. And sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Tucker's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. that Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offense. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Odafe Oweh racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
When you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
You're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to side, they've got a chance maybe to get back upfield. He was trying to shake defenders and extend the play, but it doesn't work out very well for them at all. You need those extra yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now you're digging a hole for your offense.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
After the sack on first down, Allen, and he fires one that's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and he'll bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays, but you also have to have good feel as well because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get into the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
All day, every day, any day. Middle.
Now Allen to try again after the pick. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Throwing on second and long. Allen. Under pressure, they got him again. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Sack, baby. Sack. Mike six.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Strip that ball. Watch out.
Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. On play action, Allen. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get real.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Three yards remain for second down.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You got it.
Here's Allen. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Open man is Ross, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Sean McDermott didn't hesitate. They'll go for it on fourth.
It's just me and you. Mike 6. Mike 6. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again. Alert! Hey, check Mike 6, Mike 6.
Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. Going deep for Diggs. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. That pick six extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive, as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time.
Tyus Bowser with a pick.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Tucker now to add the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've reached halftime here on Christmas Day as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Mike 6. Mike 6. Let's go, D. Big series right here, so we got to step it up.
Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A big play here for Buffalo.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
They'll run on first down. It's Henry, and little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trey Flowers picks it. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
On first down, Tagovailoa. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 7 yards, the pickup there.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw again on second down. Tua, he'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
One more time with Dobbins. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
You can't block me. You can't.
Derrick Henry. The limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Let him know. Let him know. Let him know.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Going deep for Diggs. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Steps away. The 20. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
Finds the mic. All day, baby. All day. All day. All day.
They'll run with Dobbins. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Double dog. That's the way.
Now Dobbins again on second down. So on the big tight end, Holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal.
Mike 5. Mike 5. 10. You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Tua sets up to pass it. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We are off to the 4th quarter here on this special Christmas Day broadcast. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. First down run with Henry that time as he maneuvers forward for about 4 yards.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And meanwhile, Allen's throw going to be caught by Davis. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Watch the slant. Mike, alert, alert, alert. 6. You.
On first down, Allen.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, team.
This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Bilal Nichols in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From midfield, here's Allen. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And Diggs has it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Now Allen, gotta have this one. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the Ravens Ravens are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
55 rushing yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
46, boys.
Looking to pass. Tua. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand?
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22.
Another try after the first down sack.
Tua.
This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Tucker's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
They turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. Allen now on first down.
Check down here for Henry.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The sack by Jordan Willis.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I noticed you used the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
He dumps it off for Henry. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Allen hit. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. but it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Baltimore, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.